Russ is about to get sacked and kind of throws up a prayer for Tyler in the end zone?
It happened right in front of us. It's part of the game. I mean, it really is. I know he was upset about it, but I think what I was really happy about is how he responded. I think we came right back, 14 plays or whatever it was, and right down the field. So, just one of those things that you try to work through, and next thing you know, you're just playing ball.
That's my mistake. I meant the touchdown where he was like about.
Oh, the touchdown! Oh, I didn't even see it. Okay. I saw him running around, and I didn't even see it. I was watching actually the backside of the protection, but it doesn't surprise me what those two guys do. That's an unbelievable catch. And then we asked him kind of when he came over, he said, "Yeah, I had it all the way." So we weren't worried about it.
In addition to just what the type of players are individually, have you been around receiver quarterback combinations that are that in sync with each other and just in tune with what the other one's thinking?
I really don't think that I have, if I'm being honest. I think if I sat down and thought about it for a long time, maybe. But it's very impressive. Again, I always say it. I go back to last year, but the whole passer rating thing, and you guys have watched it. They weren't short, easy completions last year. They're not short, easy completions this year. I think there's a trust. I think that's critical. I think you see it. And it takes both guys to do it. It's not just one guy. It's not just Tyler. It's not just Russ. It's that catch, right? Then you go back to the Rams game. The other catch. It's on the other side of the end zone, right? So we just got to work the other end zone a little bit, go down there. But I would say that those guys have something pretty special.
The interception, I asked Russell what the coaching plan was. He said, don't throw it.
Yeah.
Is it as simple as that?
Pretty much. He a little late getting it out there, and again, that was the one that I was referring to earlier. He knows better than that. But again, I'll go back to it. The thing I was the most pleased about was how he responded after that. It's a big momentum swing. Our guys didn't panic. We went back, got points before the half, which was cool. But sometimes there's other words that go along with that, but that's a good coaching point.
Should you have seen DK on the left side, or was that?
He's got a read where he can kind of go both sides. It's kind of a best look side thing, and he liked the matchup that he saw. He went over there, and then the guy kind of flashed, felt him fall off, and there was other things that he could have done with it. So you learn from it, you move on, and again, even as well as he's playing, there's always things you can learn from him.
I think you mentioned there, but was it Peters dropping out like that it kind of?
Yeah, he bailed, so we were trying to take a shot. He felt him bail, and then again, he just was kind of moving and knew he had an outlet out there and just never saw him.
What do you make of Rashad only playing 2 snaps in that game?
It was one of those deals where, again, Chris was kind of, he was going, he was feeling good. He's been playing so well lately. Again, CJ didn't play much either. I don't put much on it. We know we need Rashad. We're excited about Rashad. So I don't put too much into it other than the fact that, again, we only got, the 26 or something rushing attempts, and he played a few plays. But he's a big part of our plans.
About your tight end situation right now, obviously.
Yeah, again, obviously you lose a player like this, you feel for him, but I'm pleased with the guys we got. Luke Wilson being back's been great. Jacob did some nice things in the game last week, and so, those are the guys that we're excited about working with. And again, they've had a nice week of practice this week. So.
What did you learn about Ed Dixon last year in the 10 games he did play for you, and presuming that he'll be back with you here sometime in the near future?
He was one of those guys. Just the feel for the game. The first thing that jumps out is the touchdown against Green Bay that he caught. It's kind of a fire zone, like they avoided a zone because they were bringing pressure. Just that veteran feel of, I'm not running the route exactly how they told me. He reacted. That comes from playing the game. That comes from being a veteran guy and seeing, okay, hey, this guy's coming over to take my outside half, but there's nobody inside. That stuff's invaluable when you got veteran guys like that. So he's played a lot of football, and he looks good, the things that he's been doing just with the training staff. And so when he's back, he's back. But, again, we got plenty of stuff.
What do you see from Atlanta defensively? The numbers aren't great, but there's talent over there.
Front seven's excellent. Again, I think Jarrett's probably one of the top 3 techniques we've seen this year. He's really, really good, explosive athlete, very, very hard to determine where he's going to go. He's always moving and slanting and angling. Both edge rushers, McKinley and Beasley, are really good players. And again, if there's a more athletic inside linebacker than 45, Jones, he can match up against pretty much anybody. They put him on receivers, they put him on tight ends, they put him on running backs. He's really athletic. So very talented group, well coached. Sometimes things just go the way they go. So it'll be a good challenge for us.
Can you recall a defense running as much base as your defense has this season?
Everybody does it a little bit. Maybe the amount of base that we do, just because I only see it in practice. I don't really sit there and watch what they're doing that often. They do it quite a bit. I think that speaks to their athletes that they have at linebacker. And for us offensively, it presents different challenges, but there's certain things that you like about it as well. But they do it quite a bit. I know that because I always see those three guys running out on the field.
Generally, when you guys have a fourth down decision in a game, what are those conversations like between you? How much of that is based on maybe obviously stuff in your philosophies you said during the offseason?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, there's always things that lead up to the question. I mean, sometimes you start talking about fourth downs before the drive starts. Hey, we're in 4-down territory based on the score. Other ones, as you move the ball down the field and you get into a certain area of the field, maybe it's across the 50 or something like that, you start thinking about those things. I've always said this, he's great about communicating to me, hey, Schotty, think 4 downs here. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but if we put ourselves into that position, then we certainly will consider it. But there's just a bunch of dialogue. He's always, hey, think maybe this way, and then I know that if it doesn't work out, maybe we make the first down and it doesn't come up, or hey, it comes up. He's like, hey, no, I'd rather do this. I'd rather do that. So, but it does help the guy trying to call the plays as opposed to, okay, you're not thinking you're going to do it. Hey, 4th and 4, okay, go for it. And you're like, whoa, okay. Then your mind, you can't process it quite as well. So he's awesome with that.
How much do you need Jacob Hollister specifically to kind of rise to the occasion right now and take advantage of this opportunity that he's got?
I don't think I think we're way beyond just one guy doing it. I think Jacob has some value for us for sure. Again, Luke's made some big plays for us this year. There's a 3rd and 1 against the Cardinals. It was an unbelievable play. It's just us collectively. It's not just one position. It's not tight ends. Last week was last week, and this week is this week. And like I said, it'd be a good challenge going into Atlanta against a talented team. They're going to play hard. They play extremely hard. But for it to be just one guy has to do it, I don't think that that's the case.
What have you thought of George stepping in for Dwayne the past couple of weeks?
Done a nice job. Really has done a nice job. As you guys know, that's not an easy task to sit out there on the edge and do the things that you have to do. It just shows you the type of competitor he is, number one, and the type of athlete. Again, we don't check up. The cool thing about our offensive line is we're very flexible. We train guys all the time to play different spots because it's such a revolving door, this league, when you talk about linemen, because they're at such a physical position. But he's done a really nice job with his opportunities.
How changed is your run game and run calls without him as much as tight end?
There's some. There's some things that you're just like, you know what, hey, we'll do it a different way. You build it differently sometimes formationally. But again, we're still always going to have the jumbo package. We're always going to have those things. We self-scout the heck out of it to see what we're doing. But there are certain things that you like a little bit better with the 340-pound tight end in there than maybe you do with other guys. So he helps us if he does that. But there's other guys that we can plug in there as well. Joey's done a nice job, last couple of weeks on the edge with some of the things that we've asked him to do.
How are Joe's hands?
George is the only one so far that's earned the right to catch a pass. The other guys are already starting to say that they want to show us what they have. But so far, Joey's not number one in any of our progressions like George was last year. So you got to earn that. You got to earn that.
I apologize if you were asked this a couple weeks ago, but have you ever called one of Tyler's plays that he's brought to you?
He's brought them to me. We've put them in. I can't remember if I've ever called one. I have put them in though before. But if you ask him, he probably will show you his notes that he has because it's pretty well thought out.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
How's the battle at right guard been?
Battle right guard's been awesome. Again, like I talked about, just the flexibility of those guys. Watching Jamarco has done some really nice jobs the last couple weeks. Great hands player. Does a terrific job using his hands and punching. Fluke, he brings a bunch of juice and energy. So it's been fun. Again, it goes back to what we believe we need, which is the ability to be flexible, and whoever's ready to go will go. And we're working our way through that right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks.